Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of our Mage campaign, Salem Nights. I'm Mike. I'll be your storyteller for tonight. Um, and we'll go around and let the players introduce who they are, what character they're playing, and what tradition of magic they're using. And I will start with Melody.
Hello, I'm Melody. I play Misty Everwood, and I am son of Ether.
And Rowain.
Hi, I'm Rowain Flynn, and I am playing Eleanor Abernathy, who is totally not a cat girl cultist, but is actually just a cat girl streamer who brings like minded people together for a singular cause. And she is from Cult of Ecstasy.
And that singular cause is supporting you.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, just like you have to do on this channel. Uh,
Exactly.
so now we'll go up to Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm playing Eric Holden, a an innovator of the virtual adepts who's an experimental biologist.
Okay. As we left last week, um, Misty is nowhere to be found. Um, Eric is. You were still at the police department, as I recall.
Yeah, I had just gotten in a fight with Nefaris and he ran away, which was probably for the best.
And and our crazy cat lady is holed up behind her sofa in her apartment because there's three king cobra, half king cobra, half mastiffs standing on the balcony at her apartment.
Yeah, but the police have said they're 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
We which I don't have much hope for because of what happened last time.
Well, see, if it takes them longer than 5 minutes, you
Hmm.
can blame it on Eric the next time you see him because uh, the squabble between him and the forest has the police department going, "What the fuck?" Uh,
Hey, she doesn't know that. She won't blame it on me. I'll be fine. She's gonna blame it on me anyway.
I'm just hoping that they're stupid enough to run their sirens again, so they'll at least be a distraction.
well, let me see if they actually show up on time or not.
Oh god. I always get nervous when the game master makes a roll.
Mm-hmm.
How
Especially
much
when it's
does
Mike.
the fate of the universe like me?
Especially when it's Mike being the one doing it.
Because if my luck holds true in my life, the fate of the universe does not like me.
Actually, the police do show up in 10-15 minutes because they're further away than 5 minutes, even on a good day.
Of course.
They just tell people they'll show up in five because it looks good
Mm-hmm.
until they don't. So, um, one police car with two policemen actually show up.
Okay.
And then they look up at your third floor balcony,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them turns to the other one and says, "We need more people. The two of us aren't going to do this."
Then they get back in their
So
car and drive away.
actually, what happens is one of them stays by the car and one of them walks up to your front door.
And
You
the snake people are just not paying attention to them.
well, they smell you,
Right.
but now with the policeman walking up to your front door, they're gonna be smelling him too. They can't get the scent on the guy that stayed down by the car. He's too far away. Um, but you hear a knock on the door just after you see the car drive up.
Okay. Well, my door is barricaded. So
Uh, well, do you want to tell him that, or do you want to? How do you want to try and communicate
yeah, I
with?
can probably crack open the door enough to whisper to him that my door is barricaded.
Okay, you tell him that, and he tells you that they're gonna have to go back and get more people because two of us can't do that.
Uh, can't you just shoot them or distract them or something? I'm going to die by the time you get anyone to help.
Well, I guess we could attempt to shoot them.
That would be very much appreciated if you could attempt to do something other than leave me here to die.
It, at the very worst, it might get them to leave. Uh,
Leaving's fine. I just care about me.
so, so he's like, okay, I'll go talk to my partner and we'll figure something out.
You need guys with riot gears. Why are you guys not in riot gear?
Because they don't normally deal with stuff like that.
Every police station has riot gear. What are they going to do when the next football game rolls in and the team wins or loses? It doesn't really matter. It's football. They'll riot.
Well, doorstep soccer team really sucks. So they don't bother.
Well, you know that one time when they win, everybody's going to go crazy.
Well, yeah. The chief of police is hoping he's dead before that. Uh, so he doesn't have to deal with it. And he figures he probably will be dead before they win a game. So, um,
Well, he probably thought he'd be dead before he was, dealing with snake dogs. So
well, he
maybe
didn't.
riot gear for the future would be a good investment.
Well, he didn't envision ever having to deal with creatures like this. So,
I just land squid. They knew this could happen.
Land squid are the size of small dogs usually. They don't they don't get that big.
I'm starting to think Eric had something to do with the land squid.
I mean,
he
maybe him or maybe Nefaris, but who knows? No one will
he
ever know.
he does seem to have an affinity for defending them.
I'm gonna get some calamari in front of Eric at some point and see if he reacts.
The elderly couple in the cafeteria on campus would be happy to do that for you.
My only problem is I'm afraid it might actually be land squid and not sea squid.
Well, yeah, that's, you never know. So,
Like, where
the
is
po-
the ocean around here?
um, the two police officers have a conversation down by the car, and wha- they're both carrying 45s, and they have one shotgun in the car like your standard police car does. And the conversation goes a little like this: we've never actually shot anything, but if she feels like she's in serious danger and looking at those things, she's probably correct on that. Um, we could either take her down to the police department, or we could attempt to try and shoot these things. If it doesn't work, I don't know what we're gonna do for plan B, but so since you requested it, they're going to actually attempt to shoot at these things.
I'm gonna move away from the windows if these guys have never actually shot anything before. Me and my cats are going against the wall away from the window.
Yeah. This is a pocket dimension full of wizards. What would they ever have to shoot anything for?
Shoot a rogue
Uh,
wizard, maybe?
nah.
No, they get wizards to shoot rogue wizards.
Yeah. They just hire out to do that.
Yeah.
Um, so one of them takes his 45, pulled it out, and uh, tries to shoot one of them. How many firearms dice would you think a policeman would have?
Uh, 2 or 3 with the decks of 2 or 3, probably. Because they 3 would be like a marksman cop, 2 would be like practiced in like the
Well,
range from time to time.
for these guys, it'd be two.
Yeah, and the
These
dex
guys,
is always 2 or 3. That's just the averages.
these guys are not marksmen by any means.
Yeah,
Uh,
at least it's a big target.
well, yeah, mastiffs are rather large. You should aim for the body center mass on this thing. Is
Yeah,
the best these guys are gonna do.
it's only like 30 feet up and 10 feet back from them or so. So it's well within the range of the gun.
Yeah. the guy, the first policeman with his pistol got one success
Hey,
as, as far as shooting the thing.
that's a hit still,
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah.
It'll piss him off, which is all I want.
Yeah.
It didn't. It did a little bit of damage.
Oh, so the way that that works is the thing rolls its stamina to contest the amount of damage that would take. So it starts with 5 because it's a heavy pistol, and then it has to roll stamina to reduce that.
Okay.
Unless it has natural armor, and then it reduces it by that much just as a base. But these things mostly seem like dogs, and dogs don't get natural armor.
Right. And they didn't get any successes on their stamina,
So that means that it takes a total of like 6 damage.
which is enough to hurt it. Not
Mhm.
enough. Not enough to kill it, however.
These things are durable.
Um, it does hurt it enough to make it scream really loud or hiss really loud as far as that goes. Uh, and it literally jumps off the balcony.
To its death.
No, it lands on its feet and keeps going.
So it's just running away.
It's headed toward the cop car.
Oh, well, that's one down.
The other two look at it, look at each other, and are like wondering what just happened.
Because they've
Because
never been
they,
shot before.
they still smell you and your cat's inside. They're like, why did he leave here? We got a meal working here.
So
So,
seeing that the other two don't leave, I'm gonna send a quick text to Eric. That's like, so how hard would it be to teleport me out of here with some cats?
I actually can't do that yet. I would love to help you with that, but the best I could do is try to kill the things that are attacking you.
Any chance you get your hands on a flamethrower?
Let me
not
check
at the
with the physics department, or the chemistry department, I mean.
not at the police department. You would actually have to go on campus to
Or
try and
just
fire.
find an evidence room. I'm sure they have a flamethrower in evidence.
Right? Yeah. It's for that arsonist that was trying to burn the entire pocket dimension down last week.
I mean, realistically, with an entire university of mages trying to be mad scientists, there has to be some interesting stuff in that evidence room.
That's true. There's got to be some weird enhanced stuff in there, but I don't know if there's a flamethrower.
Now, does Eric have the ability? Well, maybe not. I was wondering if he had the ability to do fireballs and such.
He can use his life magic to kill things, technically. He just shuts down their brains, pretty much. But that's kind of a complicated spell, and he has never done it before. So he doesn't have a ritual tool or a focus tool to do that with. He would just have to do it at his normal, difficulty of 7. So it'd be hard to knock off enough health points to just insta-kill it. Because what he does is he reduces its stamina by 1 per success. So
Well, I think all your roommate's looking for is to get rid of them. They're not. She doesn't really care if you kill them or not.
he could probably knock them out and then chuck them off or get her out of there safely. Because putting things to sleep is actually fairly easy, and he has a special spell just for that, or a
So
special tool.
you're at the police department. You would have to get back to her apartment to do that.
Yeah. So that would be another teleport back in with these mage hunters right there. Or maybe mage hunters. We don't really know.
Right now, there's two on the balcony and one's headed for the police car.
So I do have 2 in entropy, which lets me control the outcome of probability. So could I influence the probability of some poor unfortunate soul in the balcony next to me coming out to see what the hubbub is about with the gunshot?
You probably wouldn't even have to. They hear gunshots and look down and see the police car, and they'd be all over what was going on. And like,
Well, so basically, if it doesn't seem like somebody's coming out on their balcony next to me, I'm going to influence probability for that to happen to hope that these creatures are going to focus on them instead.
give it a try.
Okay, okay, so let's see. What would the difficulty be on that?
You said you have entropy what?
2.
Two. Uh, 6.
Okay. All right, let's hope. 6.
6
6
successes?
successes.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah.
You find out that there's actually a family of 4 living in the apartment next to you. And they all rush out to the balcony once they hear the gunshot. The mom, the dad, and the 2 kids rush out to the balcony.
Alright.
Okay.
And
And
I'm gonna teleport in to try and get her out of there. That was my goal.
okay.
So probably a difficulty. I've been there before and I've got it on my map. So, and I have a special tool just for teleporting. So what would the difficulty for that be?
I'd give you that at a 5.
Okay. Arete and correspondence. 2, 3, 4, 4. So I get in.
You teleport and you land right on the sofa that's blocking the front door.
All right. So I'm like, you told me never to come back here, but I figured you'd probably want out of here. So
Well, I mean, there's family next door that's hopefully gonna take their attention away. So we'll see. But I hand you 2 of the cats anyway in their carriers. Look, I'm not leaving the cats here to get eaten.
I'm like, should I unbarricade the door and we go out that way?
Yeah, probably. Unless I can fly, which I don't think I can fly.
I could give us wings. That's actually within my power right now.
You haven't ever flown yet.
Yeah, I
Put it
don't
that
have the
way.
fly skill. There's an actual skill for that. So
Okay, we're gonna talk about this in the applications of pretending it's a complicated engineered rig for my streaming, but later.
Okay. For now, I'm just going to push that sofa out of the way. I still have 6 strength. So,
Yes.
or that may have worn off by now, but I can reapply
Didn't you
it.
say it was until the end of the day?
Yeah. Okay, so it's still going.
I rolled to see if the creatures were interested in the family next door that came rushing out onto the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
The the creatures got one success,
Mm-hmm.
so they turn their head. They see creatures that are actually smaller than they are
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
standing there
Mm-hmm.
because the children are smaller, and they're like, they just sort of look at each other like, and
Fresh meat.
well, no, the thought that goes through their head is that'd be easier than just standing here. We've been standing here trying to get in for a while now.
All right.
And they are still wondering what their other companion is doing.
Oh yeah. Is that thing gonna get shot by the shotgun guy?
If he doesn't, he's gonna land on him.
Yeah.
So, uh,
Good
Can
luck,
I
yeah.
shotgun
actually
guy.
can I actually influence the probability that he hits with his shotgun?
That's explicitly what entropy is for.
Yeah.
What difficulty would that be?
Mm, balcony, you're about 30 feet away. Uh, the dog is in mid-flight, about to land on the cop,
Mm-hmm.
who's holding the shotgun, going. They never trained us for this in the academy, so I'd say 7.
Okay.
Good luck, cop. Get that bonus.
4.
4 successes?
I'm rolling really well right now.
Yeah.
Apparently. So
That's 4 more success or 4 more dice for him to roll when he's trying to shoot at it, basically.
One of them was even a 10.
If only we had exploding tens.
Yeah, I know. I got a 7, an 8, a 9, and a 10.
wow.
And a 2.
Mm, he got that one.
I know I threw the cops to the wolves, but like, I didn't want them to
3.
die.
Mm, 4. Um, he got 5 successes
So the
in
dog can
Nice.
shooter.
try to break off and dodge, but that would mean that it would stop jumping him.
Well, the dog's in midair.
Oh, okay. So it
Yeah.
can't really dodge, so it's just going to take 13 points of damage and
Because
then contest that with its stamina.
because what the dog did was leap off the balcony, land on the hood of the car, and immediately leap toward the guy with the shotgun. So he's in. This thing is in midair when it gets hit by the shotgun.
Okay, so it can't dodge. So
No.
it basically it can contest that 13 points of damage with its stamina. Like every success reduces the point by, but I think that's still going to be enough to kill it, even if it succeeds with all of its stamina. I hope, anyway. Depends on how much
Uh,
stamina they've got.
and it only got one success stamina wise because one of its successes was taken away by a one that it rolled.
Nice.
So it only got one success stamina wise. So it took 12 points of damage.
Bang, man.
Yeah.
And that
So,
should definitely get
yeah.
those other dogs' attention. Because a shotgun going off is hard to ignore.
Yeah. And they basically turn to see what the noise was, and they see their companion basically
Turn to ground
lose
turkey.
Well,
loses lose its insides while in midair. It's like,
well,
yeah,
was it buckshot or was it a slug though?
I think that cop loads are buckshot.
yeah.
Well, then there's maybe some collateral damage too.
Oh, at least it was spraying out towards the street. It's not
That's
up.
fair.
The only other person in the area is the guy's partner,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't want to shoot him. So, but the other two see their companion drop, and they just leap for the guy. They're like, "We're gonna rip your throat out now."
Okay. Well, I want to try to save this cop, so I'm going to try to use a kill spell on them. Uh, with my life and Arete. So,
I'm gonna push you out on the balcony and then lock you out there.
this is happening. This is an instant cast. It's not that you've got time to do that.
Once
You
I
can do that
realize you've done
afterwards.
that, I'm going to push you into the balcony and leave you there.
Well, it would be hard considering you're carrying a cat carrier in each hand.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah, it's true.
with a cat.
And one strapped to my chest still.
Yeah.
So, you say this spell is a complicated spell. How does it work?
Okay. So what happens is I cast it with Arete. I basically it's a spell that I've never done before. In that it's complicated. So it's not like I have to do it as a ritual or anything. It's just I'm trying to reduce their stamina uh, by I guess however many points of stamina they have. I don't really know that. I didn't have my mage site up, but as much as I can do. Um, so I'm only going to be able to pick off one dog at a time, I'm pretty sure. So I'm taking the left-hand dog is my target. And then
Alright.
I roll Arete plus life at probably a difficulty. Like I've got a tool that does my life spell stuff, so probably around 6 or 7. I don't really know which. Probably
We'll
7 because
go.
I've never done it before.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We'll go with 7 because you've never done it before.
Yeah. And I can bring it down, but I can spend a willpower to get one success right off the bat, which I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And then I'll roll and hopefully reduce its stamina by enough to kill it, and then the overflow goes on to the other dog. So, if there is any overflow.
Well, let's see how many successes you end up with.
Yeah, come on, good luck. Hot damn. So out of the 7 that I rolled, I got 5 successes. Two tens, 2 9s, and an 8.
Wow. Um, the dog you're aiming for drops. It's the strangest thing. It's just like it suddenly becomes weak and just drops.
Yeah, I basically turned its heart to mush.
And so there's one dog still rushing toward the guy who's trying to reload the shotgun.
Oh, it wasn't a pump action, it was just a single shot. Damn.
Yeah,
Poor
This
guy.
police force was really unprepared for being a police force in a mage city.
Yeah, right? We really should have funded these guys better.
they should have mages on the payroll in the police department.
Yeah.
Yes, at the
Um,
very least.
but so he, as he's trying to reload the shotgun, the dog lands on him, or the dog slash cobra lands on him. But his partner with his 45, before the creature can attack, his partner turns and shoots because he's already shot one of these things, and now he's even closer range than he was.
Hmm.
So we'll see if he can get successes before this thing basically eats his partner. Oh. He gets 2 successes, which isn't really enough to kill the dog,
Yeah, it's only like 7 damage contested by its stamina, so.
but it's enough to uh, knock the dog off of his partner.
Oh, nice. I guess with reduced stamina, it's less
Yeah.
durable.
So it's on the ground trying to get up.
Well, I I'm gonna do the same thing again, except without spending a willpower, because it's already. No, wait. Does that work? No, because it's already got the spell on it, so I would have to just shoot it.
Um, I can also try to do a psychic blast
Oh yeah,
on the creature. Try to basically cause pain and discomfort for the creature so that it's too wrapped up in that to continue trying to kill the cop.
yeah, you do bashing damage, basically.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, the 2 cops are climbing back in the car.
Yeah, let's hope they can they can keep shooting it though, and kill it before
Uh,
it gets back to us.
so what would that difficulty be to do a psychic blast?
Do you have a focus for it?
Yes.
I'll let you do it at 6.
Okay.
Actually, have you ever done this before?
No.
So that'll be a 7.
Okay. 2.
So 2 bashing damage that doesn't get to contest.
Yeah. You basically give it a migraine headache as it's trying to get up. The
Yeah.
cops, the cops climb in the car, and they have a brilliant plan they're going to try and run this thing over with the cop car.
Oh
They're
God.
like, they're like, we're not gonna shoot it. We're not gonna even try to be outside anymore. We're just gonna try to run it over.
Well, it should be having trouble like comprehending stuff for a little bit from the blast, so
Well,
it might
it,
work.
it's having trouble standing up right now
Yeah.
because it did get shot, and then it's having a migraine headache, which is it's trying to figure out what in the world that is because like
I like to think that it has a migraine because I projected into its mind bad dog over and over again.
Okay, so a cop car inflicts +1 die of damage because it's big, but I
yeah,
don't actually know how much Oh, ramming. Okay. It would. It's gonna be like 8 points of damage that it's trying to inflict if they can actually hit it.
yeah.
So it's basically like getting hit with a shotgun blast.
And since this thing is having a migraine and it's been shot before and it's trying to get up, it shouldn't.
Shouldn't be too hard to run over.
I don't know,
Right.
maybe the
Yeah.
cops are really bad at driving.
Yeah.
You had better hope not.
On my next turn, I'm gonna pull out my gun and just cap the thing if it isn't dead yet. That's something I'm actually really good at.
You just like the flare of the dropping dead.
No, it would deal more damage to
Oh.
more effective damage to deal its stamina.
Oh my God. Out of 6 dice.
Mhm.
Okay. The highest number they rolled was a 5. And out of 6 dice, 2 of them were ones.
So they botched.
They botched trying to run this thing over.
They
So
somehow give it back health with their car.
they slammed their car into the nearby building.
Yeah. Yeah. They actually, there's a 200-year-old tree in the front yard next to them, and they run the car into the tree.
Oof. Okay.
And it's big enough around that it didn't hurt the tree, but it did a hell of a lot of front end damage on the car. Um, and the 2 cops are sitting there stunned because they just hit a tree going at 30 miles an hour.
I'm going to go out onto the balcony with the with Eric, and I'm gonna search on my phone for a second. Then I'm gonna turn my phone's sound all the way up, and I'm going to put on the Benny Hill theme song for them, so they know how terribly they just did. They deserve to feel bad.
In the meantime, I'm going to shoot the damn thing.
Yeah, because it's standing now,
Yeah.
and it's still a little disoriented. It's trying to figure out what it wants to do, but it's standing, and it's not happy. It has a headache and it's been shot. It's having a bad day.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, these children on the balcony are getting a hell of a show at this point.
Right?
Yeah. The parents are keep trying to push them inside, but the kids keep dodging because they want to watch this. And they're pointing and laughing at the cop car. It's hilarious.
Oh, great. All right. Let's see if I can actually shoot this thing better than the cops. I have more dots, so -1, but +3, so 2 successes plus 5 damage, so 7 damage for it to contest. Unless it tries to dodge me, which I don't think it can because it's not looking up at me.
No, and it's been shot and is, you know, having psychic damage, which is confusing the hell out of it.
Yeah.
So you got 3.
Yeah. But the total damage, or I got 2 total, I should say. But the total damage is 7 for it to contest.
Okay. Four. Well, it broke even.
Damn.
It got 2 successes, but it also got 2 ones.
Oh, okay.
It broke even.
Okay, so 7 points of damage on it.
So, given that it's already been shot and it took psychic damage, the 7 that you did to it killed it.
Okay. Woo! These things aren't invincible.
The kids are clapping. the the parents are trying to pull the kids back inside, but the kids are clapping.
I take a small bow.
And the cops look at you out of the windshield and just shake their head. It's like,
You owe me one.
they're worried about whether they'll actually be on the police force by the time they get back. Because not only did they have to have a civilian solve the problem, they seriously totaled the cop car while doing it.
Yeah.
So, in fact, they suddenly realized the cop car doesn't move.
Oh no.
Mhm.
So how are they going to get back to the police station at this point?
Walk.
Oh god, walk through the streets with the ongoing riots. That's a great idea for 2 cops.
They better call for backup then. Somebody better come pick them up.
Yeah. And us,
Yeah,
because we're leaving.
Yeah, I think they'd appreciate it if you didn't keep teleporting into the police station.
Yeah.
yeah, they do find that a little off-putting when you do that.
Hey, I went to the visitors atrium last time.
Yeah, but
But they want me to
whenever
walk
you,
through the door.
whenever you show up, your boss tends to show up and they don't really want that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna shove two of the cats again in Eric's hands, and we'll leave. I have my one cat strapped to my chest and the other cat in a carrier.
So are you guys going to go to Misty's apartment and check and see if you can figure out where the hell Misty went?
Well, she is a mage with forces, so. Oh, I don't know that she has forces, but you do. So, forces mages tend to be good at saving our asses from these kinds of enemies. They get extra damage
I
when they.
mean, I was also thinking we could just go wait for the with the cops for them to get back up,
Oh, yeah.
so that we don't just, skip off into the distance towards the violent mob. Also, I'm assuming that the the Nefaris didn't just release 3 dogs into the city and say, "This is how I take over."
Yeah,
Yeah, so about that, he at least had a bunch more down there with him.
yeah. To give you a view of how it's going now, the mob that you guys fussed with outside the bar um, is now large enough to pretty much be marching down the main street of Doorstep.
Yeah, not really into the whole idea of just, taking a pleasant stroll.
Yeah.
And every now and again, one of the mob vanishes because one of these creatures takes it. There's about a half a dozen of these creatures intermingled in the mob,
Uh-oh.
and they're just sort of keeping pace with it because they've realized that this is a fairly easy way to get a meal when they want one. Because the mob is big enough that if one disappears every now and again, nobody even notices.
Alright. So let's wait for police backup. Hopefully there's police backup coming. I ask the police.
One of them shakes his head and goes, I guess I should call them. I
Yeah.
don't really want to. Looks horrible.
We'll
But
just tell them that you killed them,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
We're even using
yeah,
the
but
same model of gun. I've got a 45 as well, so.
the biggest thing they're gonna be annoyed with is the car.
Well,
Um,
that was inevitable when the thing jumped at you while you were driving, right?
I guess we could tell them that.
Yeah, you
Um,
swerved to hit it and it jumped out of the way.
I'll I'll just say I was too busy watching it to see the tree over there. Um, so
So do I know if there's a gun store around here that sells assault rifles? Or is that not an okay thing in Doystep? I don't actually know.
they wouldn't even bother with such a thing. They would find a high level mage. if they wanted damage like that, they just find a high level mage to cast a spell.
Yeah, I thought so.
Besides, the cops want to keep it that they're the only ones that have guns. The cop actually wonders how you end up get how you ended up getting one.
Oh, I'm a shootist. It's one of my many after-school activities.
The correct answer is what gun? He did all the shooting.
Right. I pocket my.
Real really fast before the cop can actually see it in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in a few minutes another cop car gets here. And they check on the two other officers in the smashed up car. And there's gonna have to be a concussion test and all kinds of things. Uh, so they put those two in the back seat of the car that runs, and it's like turns to you two with the cats and goes, "Do you want to go back to the police department, or where do you want to go?"
Uh,
So we do want to get our other mage friend if possible, but
Uh, do you have any idea where that person would be?
uh yeah, maybe back at her apartment, but she wasn't there last time we checked, but that was like earlier in the day. Yesterday, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, he had you give him the address to her apartment, and he's like, "I'm gonna drop these two off at the police department, then we'll go over there." Um, while that's going on, what did Misty do? Well,
I was just wandering around the city and the campus.
you just wandered around doorstep with an ever-growing mob.
In the
Uh,
areas where there was no mob.
well, it started late last night and grew overnight.
Yeah, well, I was careful where I went and made sure there was no mob.
So where are you currently?
Back at my apartment.
You you made it back
Yep.
by morning, did you?
Well, late morning, early afternoon.
So did so did you crash, or are you up wandering around, or what are you doing?
I'm sleeping.
And once again, as you go to your apartment, the apartment manager is standing in the exact same spot, clipping flowers. This seems to be what she does when she's not watching afternoon soap operas.
Just shakes my head. Mm. Such a boring life.
But the thing that really confuses you is she cut those same flowers in that same spot 3 days ago. She's still clipping them. Um, so the two cops get dropped off at the police department so they can give statements on what in the world happened. Then the police car you were in takes you over to Melody's apartment. And for the first time, the two of you see the elderly landlady that's standing out front with a surprisingly large pair of hedge clipping flowers.
Okay. I will say, well, we'll be right back, officer. Um, I think we should join the rest of the crew at the police station and try to help you guys out. I mean, we are mages after all.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here. You're going to have to talk to the shift captain when we get back over there.
Sounds good to me. And then I will carefully step around the lady with large hedge clippers, hopefully not getting stabbed.
Who's who actually smiles quite politely and is like, who is it you're coming to see?
Oh, Misty.
Okay.
She's not in any trouble or anything. We're just getting a ride from the police.
Haven't seen her since about yesterday morning. But you can definitely go see if she's home.
All right, I'll do that. And then I head over and knock on Misty's door.
Misty is awakened from her nap by somebody knocking on her door. What does she do?
I give and yell, "Who is it?"
Yeah, it's Eric. We need your help.
Okay, coming. Let me get dressed. Gets dressed and comes outside.
Okay. So when you come outside, you see Eric, and you see a police car with two policemen, and um, I keep forgetting Rowan's character's name.
Eleanor.
Oh, and you see Eleanor in the back, and you see what, 4 or 5 cats.
4, which by the way, while they're talking outside, I'm in the cop car trying to convince the 2 police officers that their lives would be much better if they took in a cat. Because I still need to get rid of 3 of them.
Uh, Give me a wits and intelligence roll to see if
Okay.
you can convince them that they need cats.
What would the difficulty be?
Mm, I'll give it to you at 7. Because they're trying to combination ignore you and be like, no, we don't need cats.
They need cats. I got 4 successes. I do have
you,
4 intellect, to be fair.
you convince, even with all the fussing and the conversation, you convince them that these cats are, beautiful and lovable, and they are the big fluffy ones. So,
Hmm. I
and
let them have the pick of the ones that are in the car, just not the ones strapped to me.
because that one's yours, right?
Yes. All the
Um,
females are up for grabs.
except Melody's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but mine's my house, but
Misty took one.
Yeah.
So you have three more.
Hmm.
One policeman takes the white one,
Hmm.
and the other policeman takes the mottled colored one. So the only one left is the gray one, because Misty took the black one earlier. Um, so Misty comes out and climbs in the back of the car, and luckily the car has a bench seat in the back, so you can all fit in the back,
Just have to put the cat carriers in our laps.
or on the in the back floorboard.
Oh yeah.
And mm, they take you back to the police department.
Okay. So I know we
And
started late, but do we want to take our break now?
Uh, yes, I would probably need to.
yeah, um, we can take our break now, and then when we get back, we'll see how things go. Trying to convince the shift captain that everything went wonderfully.
wonderfully.
All right.
And you have to, yeah, on the way you're filling in Misty on what in the world's been going on.
Carefully
But
avoiding talking about how the cops crashed into the tree.
right, yeah. Uh, so we'll go ahead and take our break now, and we'll see. We'll be back in just a little bit.
All right. See you all in no time at all.
Hello, and welcome back to Mage Salem Nights. Um, just before we went on break, um, the three of our group finally came back together and are now headed back to the police department to give statements on the very strange thing that just happened. And to help explain why there's a police car stuck in a tree right now. So you get to the police department. You are shown into the shift captain's office by one of the interns working there. And sitting on chairs in the corner of his office are the two police officers that help shoot the animals and trash the police car earlier. They're not saying anything. They're like, you look at their faces and they're like, we don't want to be here. The shift captain stands up and goes, ah, the other people involved in this little incident, please take a seat and uh, see if you can give me any more details than these two did.
Well, I will explain that I called for, or rather texted for help because there was 3 of the creatures on my balcony. Um, they, the officers showed up. They shot them, and then one jumped down and killed it with a shotgun, and then yeah, the other 2 got taken out as well. They're really crack shots. When they try to hit them with the car, when they had to reload, you know, the creature jumped out of the way at the last second, and you know they got swerved into the tree.
Well, that is similar to what these 2 told me. Why do you think there were 3 of them on your 3rd story balcony? What do you think drew them to your balcony?
Well, I do have 4 cats, and they are partially dogs, so
Hmm.
it was that, or the fact that a certain someone kept appearing at random, which I heard you also have problems with.
Yeah, they may be
Wh-
mage hunters, and it just so happens that we're all mages.
Well, I wasn't doing anything magey.
Yeah, but they could have just smelled the mage on you.
I think you're trying to throw off the fact that you've just been willy-nilly, you know, teleporting all over the city.
And what about you? I don't think I've seen you before.
I was out wandering around, and I came with with Eleanor to doorstep.
Hmm. Well, while this little incident was going on, it seems like the mob that is taking over our streets is getting bigger. We're trying to figure out who and or what is behind that.
I'm again gonna make the suggestion that you guys should invest in some riot gear.
Well, that may be for future, but we've never needed it before now. We don't generally have rioting mobs in our streets.
You'd think they'd be afraid of all the magic that could happen to them and would run home.
Mob mentality. The more people you get in one place, the dumber they get.
I've noticed that with symposiums.
And right as the shift captain says that, your boss shows up outside the office window.
Uh, I duck.
You duck.
Um,
Maybe he won't see me. I mean, he probably knows I'm here, but
I'm gonna scooch my chair away and nonchalantly point and nod towards where he is, and then make hand signals like I'm not with him.
At this point, he points to the shift captain and points to the office door like, "You're going to let me in or I'm coming in on my own." So, so the shift captain, being more intelligent than that, actually gets up and opens the door. And the forest walks into the office.
Shit.
It's been nice knowing you, man.
I should have buffed my dex and not my strength.
And he smiles slightly with a smile that basically says, "I can do this either way.
Hi,
The,
Master Nefaris.
the six of you could be dead, or the six of you could be not dead." And he looks specifically at Eric and says, "Which would you prefer that to be?"
Not dead and not undead, if we can avoid that one too.
He chuckles slightly, like, and then undead biology researcher. Rather interesting if you think about it.
Yeah, I just don't think that I'd be as good at researching biology if my soul was ripped out of my body.
Well, pro on that. You wouldn't give me any more problems.
Oh, I haven't given you any problems. We just had a little scuffle. It's normal.
Con on that, you would be somewhat slower. Um, if you had listened to me the first time when I said I needed your help, this would have gone a whole lot smoother.
So, speaking of that, your monster dog things with the
Yeah,
cobra heads, they're
yeah.
gonna eat anybody else, right? You don't want them doing that? Was that a problem? Because we killed some of them because they were eating people.
These fine gentlemen officers killed them.
Yeah.
Hmm. As I guess they would. I only have about a dozen or two of them left.
So, is the goal with them to, like, cause chaos, or was it just an accident? Did they just get out and you weren't really anticipating that they'd go eat people?
Well, I didn't intend them initially to get out, but when you're talking a mastiff and a king cobra, what else are they gonna do? Uh, Mastiffs are fairly large and fairly hungry. What? Yeah. Um, But once that mob started building from that stupid bar on the corner, I figured one problem might take care of another problem, if you get my drift.
I don't think they're taking out the mob fast enough for that to be. So hopefully the mob turns on them and squishes them?
I've noticed that for reasons that I can't even figure out, the mob is like not calming down.
Yeah.
The three of you wouldn't have had anything to do with that, would you?
Don't look at me. I've been on my own business.
I did not alter any of their minds.
Neither did I. I've just been
But
trying to hide in my apartment and have no part of this whatsoever.
yeah, hint for future. Kitty cats and mastiff don't get along.
Well, I didn't expect there to be mastiffs when I got the cats, to be fair.
So, my proposal is simple. I need help for a much larger project in my lab. You can assist, or I can disintegrate you.
Well, I mean, I know which one of those choices I'm after, and it's not disintegration.
Well, you're making a good decision for once.
You don't want to be tiny dust particles on the floor.
I don't think I can heal myself from that one.
The shift captain is just sitting there laughing hysterically. He's like, he has no idea how this is going to end and whether he's going to survive this or not. So he's just
He's
out of
literally cracked up.
out of reflex. He's just laughing hysterically.
Great. I was hoping that maybe he would try to shoot Nefaris, but whatever. Okay.
Oh, yeah, because that would be a wonderful idea.
Well, like, enough bullets will take down any mage. That's sort of why we try to be invisible. I mean, this is out of character talk anyway, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say that out loud.
I don't know, your character sometimes makes some interesting choices.
So before you actually even say yes or no, he gets this exasperated look on his face, waves his hand, and teleports the three of you.
Do we all fall on our asses because the chairs are no longer there, or did he bring the chairs with us?
No, you land on your butt in his lab, which is a cave, by the way.
Cool. That's I've always actually wanted to work in a cave.
Alright, now's your chance, I guess. We're all gonna die.
Uh, there are cages on all the walls filled with creatures the likes you've never seen before.
I'm like, you, why did you have me working on genetic memory experiments when you're already this advanced?
I had to test you to see if you were good enough to help me.
Oh. Are my rats still alive? I spend a lot of time working on them.
No.
Shit.
And if you're wondering who trashed your lab, it was me.
I kinda guessed.
Uh, I kind of expect the people who help me to be slightly more loyal.
I I don't know how to say this in any smart way, but I don't like it when people get killed around me. And you kind of seem to have been doing that. It seemed like it was on purpose, but now I'm thinking it might have been an accident.
Well, 6 one, half dozen of the other if it serves my purpose.
If it's making this mob worse, I don't think that's helping anyone because they're locking everyone down for that duration. Thanks to that mob, I think.
Yeah. It couldn't be my, mastiff creatures.
No, those things
Because
came out later.
believe me, there are mages here that do worse.
Oh yeah.
Um, so, and as he's talking to you, you're all trying to stand up, trying to look around. And you are literally in a very large cave. Um, there's a large table with Kim, um, with a fairly complete looking chemistry set. There's a couple of bats in the corner. Like I said, there are cages with who knows what in them. Uh, and you see literature on one of the tables, scattered on one of the tables. It's about, it's articles on cult behavior from various not mentioned groups. Uh, most of which would be associated with an Effendi.
Ha.
Mm.
Various different groups of them. Do any of you go? Do any of you move or do anything, or do you just stand there going, "How in the world did I get here?"
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna do anything without Nefaris giving me the okay. I know he can just take me out in an instant.
Well, yeah. And he turns to Eric and says, "Oh, the lockdown thing isn't a problem. If I wanted the portal open, it would be open.
Ah. Well, that's good. I mean, I could see us probably not wanting to stay here if this is gonna be how it works out.
Well, I have stated my purpose before. You know what it is. I
Yeah.
want I
So,
want I
okay.
want to be the Boston Salem Council. Period. Just me.
That seems like
And
an
if
awful lot of work.
yeah, but none of the others on that council want to do what I want to do. And if he points over to the literature, if I have to use a cult or two to do it, not an issue for me.
Okay. So what do you need my help with?
Um, you're going to help me take my creature creation to the next level. I want these creatures created on a biological level instead of just splicing them together.
That would take a lot of genetic treatment, but I could see how it could be done.
Yeah,
That's almost that's actually really tempting. That would be better than dealing with rats forever.
but I warn you, you're gonna have to get this thing about saving humans done with.
Can we at least try to feed them cows and not people? Like, in my presence at least? Yeah, I just have this thing about not wanting people to die in front of me.
So as long as you're not watching, it's fine.
Well, it's not fine per se, but I can put it out of mind when it's not something that's happening right in front of me. Like, I know that your creatures are killing the mob right now, and I'm not teleporting out there to try and save them.
No. In fact, I'm sending out another half dozen or so to try and get the mob to get a clue and go home.
Hopefully they figure that out, but have you considered sending someone who's got boosted social attributes to maybe talk them down?
And who would that be?
I mean, anyone really. If they want to talk them down, I can boost their social attributes, make them more charismatic and personable, and you know, it's well within my ability, so it's got to be within yours.
Do you realize if you stood up in front of several hundred people and tried to make a speech, you may not survive making that speech?
That's true. Hmm. Who do we know who's good at talking to a lot of people? I turn and look at Eleanor.
Why are you volunteering me for stuff? Can't you just, I don't know, biology up some pheromone spray, like mastiff in heat, and get all the creatures back here?
That actually wouldn't be very difficult. We just need, well, one of these creatures. But it's the mob that we're worried about.
If there's no more problem, won't the mob eventually dial down?
It hasn't for the last couple of days. In fact, it's getting bigger.
God, why did we ever allow sleepers into
Can't we
Doystead?
just make some human pheromones and turn it into one big, well, I'll let you put the clues together with what I suggested before.
He says it'd be easier than that. All you have to do is offer them free beer. They'll go anywhere there's free alcohol.
Yeah, why don't we set up a concert or something for them to go do?
Because as I recall, didn't the whole thing start at a bar?
Yeah, I think so.
Look, I'm just saying, like, I'm a cat girl streamer. I'm not sure that my skills overlap here. I'm pretty sure that if I stand up in front of them and go, ooh woo, send me your energy to help me complete this spell, that I'm gonna get killed. And I like being alive. I have a whole apartment filled with alcohol waiting for me back home. And if that's not something to live for,
Supposedly the good stuff.
well, yes, I took all the good stuff.
Yeah. Hmm.
Could also trigger them to maybe fight amongst themselves for a while with anger and fear hormones.
I thought you wanted to save the humans.
Oh, yeah, right.
Wow, you turned on your morals really quick.
Well, they might not kill each other. They could just fist fight.
They
Suddenly,
tried to burn the bartender to death.
Oh, yeah.
so actually, I could care less if Doorstep still existed. That had nothing to do with my ultimate goal.
Could have guessed that, yeah.
Um, the only useful thing in this place was the university.
And that's not going anywhere, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Once they actually decide that this mob is a threat, they'll just blow them all to hell.
pretty much.
Wow, it seems like everything that gets you ahead in life that you've ever wanted is a counter to your morals.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Weird how that happens.
not so weird if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is my proposal. Um, I end this lockdown, or at least open the portal long enough for the four of us to get out of here. In return for that, Eric actually works for me and does what I ask him to do. I don't know how useful the other two of you might be. Um, I know in the quote real world you stream.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how many followers do you have?
So, a couple thousand, enough to make a decent chunk of change.
Hmm,
Out of character, what is your cult rating?
Look, look. My Colt's 5.
Yeah, so that's tens of thousands of
Okay,
people.
okay, okay. So I'm trying to underplay here, okay?
Right,
It's not like he doesn't even know how to call an Uber for himself.
it's true.
He doesn't know.
I don't.
Okay, so in character, my character doesn't actually know you're streaming stuff, so he wouldn't
Yes.
he wouldn't rat you out here.
he he's never actually seen you stream anything.
Yeah, I just,
Um,
that uwu cat girl thing you've got going on.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he likes the outfit. So,
I didn't even bring my outfits with me. Sad.
um, I could use a PR person if I'm going to overthrow the council in general.
Um, would you still allow me to stream on the side, keep my own thing going?
That doesn't affect me at all.
Okay. I mean, I'll do anything to not end up in the rows of dead when you take over.
You see, once I eliminate the council,
Mm-hmm.
the other mages and the general populace, I'm going to have to convince them that this was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And with you being able to stream,
Mm-hmm.
you can help me do that.
Hostile takeover propaganda. Got it. I can do that. I will make you great leader.
Yeah, well, we'll we'll work on the title here. Uh, but and as far as the other one here, I don't know what you do.
I could be an enforcer. I'm good at blowing up things.
Hold it. Have you two ever seen her blow anything up?
No, we've
No,
been working hard to avoid that.
Avoid that. How much practice at blowing things up do you have?
Actually, not a lot, but not a little. I'm about mediocre.
I mean, any
Mm,
forces mage is still something useful.
yeah, that's true. Training would be necessary. I don't want her to accidentally blow things up. I think I could work with it well enough to keep her alive, at least for now. So does that mean, well, you might have to work with a couple of groups that, shall we say, aren't popular with most of the population?
I don't think on that. I'm more of a work on my own or work with people I know.
Well, the reason, you know, cults are very easy to work with once you've installed yourself as somebody they trust. Oh, and by the way, the upside for you is I could double or triple your follower level
Mm-hmm.
with a few of these.
No, I'm
Which,
I'm already all in. Well, we're good to go.
yeah.
I value my life.
I think we all do.
I don't know about Eric.
I do.
You tried to fist fight a master mage.
I don't know how good he is. He's way better than I thought he was, okay?
And uh, I smile and walk over to one of the cages. You guys know what a Komodo dragon looks like, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
or at least I do.
Big old lizard.
Picture one 3 to 4 times that normal size
Mm-hmm.
in the cage.
It's a big cage.
And they're normally poisonous if they bite you in real life.
Mm-hmm.
This one is, if this thing bites you, you don't have it. You'll be dead before anybody can get to you. And and I scratch it on the head, and its tongue flicks out 2 or 3 times. Yeah, Eric, I'm a little better than you thought I was.
Yeah. I kind of expected you to be, you know, maybe just above my level, but you're way out there.
So, you and I aren't gonna have any more issues, correct?
Yeah, like I said, as long as I don't have to see anything die, I won't get too squeamish. Or see anyone die, I won't get too squeamish. I mean, I've euthanized my fair share of rats, so
You've eaten cafeteria food on campus and survived, all right?
yeah.
In fact, you all survived.
It was good food.
Oh, the elderly couple are working for me, by the way.
Oh. Huh.
So how much
Um,
chinchilla has Eric eaten?
well, we tried to keep it close to normal for all the quote university couldn't couldn't get people too suspicious. Yeah. So
What are you doing?
at this point, he's like, Are you guys ready to go?
Yeah,
Just lay
let's
back.
let's get as
I'm ready.
far away from these things as we can.
Is there anything you guys need to pick up before I open the portal and we
Yes, my
go?
cat.
Okay, where did you leave your cat?
In my apartment.
I got my
Okay.
cat, so I'm good.
He stands there for a second, closes his eyes, opens them, waves his hand, and the apartment manager lady, still with the flower shears in one hand, has your cat in the other one, and she appears. She says, "You were needing this?"
Well, yeah, and its carrier too.
You can
Uh,
just double up on the carrier for now, and
Yeah, they get along.
yeah, the cats were living together before you guys got them, so yeah.
There you go.
I like to assume that the cat in the baby carrier strapped to me has just given up on life at this point.
oh yeah, it's like hanging off of you, just kind of done.
It's like, please save me.
It's been asleep for hours. It's like passed out. Uh, But if you guys have everything you need, I can open the portal and we can go now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
I won't need my DNA sequencer, will I?
You'll have upgraded equipment.
Okay. Well, that's sort of what I expected, so let's do this thing.
you were
And
working for him before. There's no reason for you to get squeamish now.
Yeah, I'm just a little afraid of the things that I'm going to be making, but, you know,
I have a feeling you've already helped make them, so it's okay.
oops.
he looks over at you and smiles a little bit and nods. Wait,
It's all
like,
at the beginning of your PR program, sir.
mm, well, he understands that you're more intelligent than Eric, and that
I just have more self-preservation.
Yeah.
More so.
and Eric did make help. Unbeknownst to him, he actually helped make the creatures that you guys have been chasing around.
Well,
Well,
I mean, professor uses graduate student for own gain. Wow, who would have guessed?
Happens at every university in the world. Uh, that's why you get paid minimum wage.
I
So,
expected Eric to be like, I'm supposed to get paid?
yeah.
It's
Eric
I'll hold
actually
it.
didn't know that he was getting paid. He thought that this was just an intern position.
I was covering all your expenses, but let us go now. Let the mob have this place.
Good luck, everybody else.
Wait, so it's all
And
just probably gonna burn down, right?
Well, until the mages actually give a shit, and then the mob is just gonna disintegrate.
Okay, so I won't commit casual arson. Let's go.
You're carrying too many cats.
That's true. Hey, there's
A,
not many opportunities in life for you to commit casual arson without any repercussions, okay?
a furball cat near a fireball would not be a good thing. So, uh, Nefaris waves both hands in a circle 3 times, and the portal opens.
Is the mob actually close enough to like the basement, and does the basement have a window that I could see them?
You mean his cave?
Oh, right, we're in the cave. Never mind. But is there a window to where they are?
A window in the cave.
As you walk out of Nefaris's cave, on the outside it doesn't look like a cave.
Oh, okay.
It looks it looks like a bottom floor apartment building.
Is there any, can I see any of the mob as they're getting closer?
Yeah, they're slowly stumbling down the street.
Could I, while this portal is opening, could I pop my head out of the window for a second?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna scream, Doy Step Soccer sucks, slam the window, and go back to the portal.
You do that, and you hear this large cheer because the entire mob agrees with you.
Damn it.
We're actually proud of how bad they are. You'd think that some mage would have figured out that they could performance enhance them, but nope.
Alright, I'll go back to the group and say, okay, well, that failed. I'm ready now.
They haven't had a decent coach in 5 years.
Yeah.
Uh, the guards who were guarding the portal are like, hold it, we didn't do that. What's going on here? And about this time, as you four are walking through, and the guards are still going, what? They turn and see the mob, but then they see what's in front, flanking the mob, which is 3 of those creatures on each side. And they dive for the guards as the portal closes. And that's how your little trip to a quote unassuming pocket dimension ends.
Well, that sucks. Sucks to be those guys.
I'm still miffed that I didn't rile the mob up. It was my one chance.
Well,
See, if
they're
you'd said our
already,
football team sucked, then you'd be in trouble.
Nah.
yeah. Now, Doystep's football team has won their conference like the last 7 years in a row, but there's their soccer team just doesn't get it.
Yeah. See,
So,
they're just like not using performance enhancing drugs. I mean, spells where they should be. Everybody else does it. Why aren't they?
Considering that both sides could do it,
Yeah.
because they're all mages anyway.
All right, well, this seems like somehow we made it through and didn't die, thanks to Eric trying very hard.
Hey, Eric actually did the right thing to survive here, so, you don't have to.
And as the portal closes behind you, you find yourself back in Salem. In fact, you find yourself in the bar that you first met Nefaris in. And sitting at the bar doing shots is Owen. And he's going, I thought you guys would never show up. What the hell? And and
Yeah, well, it's you know what? It's best you weren't there.
and it's like what 10:30, and you guys left the bar around 6. So so your entire adventure was in the space of 4.5 hours.
Well, I can still get my midnight moonlight stream in.
Yep. What seemed like days in the to you guys took 4.5 hours.
I'm
Are you
gonna have
sure
to.
it's? Are you sure it's the same day?
Yep.
It's not another day.
Nope.
I'm gonna have to remember that to pop over to a pocket dimension to get some sleep and then come back.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe you don't
You
use
guys,
Joy Step.
you guys did pay your apartment rent for the rest of the month.
That's true.
If it's still there, if we ever go back, if it's still there.
You know,
I'm gonna call that one a sunk cost.
if the mob calms down, you might actually. But you were only in your apartment for a day or so, and there's still gonna be a massive investigation as to what happened in your apartment.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
So you guys have fun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a job as a PR person. I mean, that's perfect.
The streamer's dream job.
He's gonna have a jingle and everything.
Now he might be a little put off that
Nefarious.
a,
Put some nefarious back in your life.
a,
I don't know. I'll work on it.
a jingle that might be going a tad bit far, but
Look,
we'll
he should have known what he was getting into.
we'll see. We'll see what you're able to come up with.
I'll get my people on it too.
There's got to be somebody in those thousands of followers that can help you do this. And all Misty wants to do is head to the nearest hardware store. She's like, I hope there's still one open this late at night. All she wants to do is start gathering components to blow things up. It's it's been it's been a week or so since she's been able to do it. She's a little itchy about it.
All right. Well, it's a great game.
You get to take over for a while now,
Mm-hmm.
and I get to play with Owen.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our Facebook, our Twitter, our Spotify, our Discord. They're all up on the screen. Pretty soon we'll have our Twitch stream, hopefully within the next couple weeks. Um, we should be able to contact, or if you contact us on any of these platforms, we should be able to talk to you and, you know, answer any questions or anything like that you have about this.
And you can leave comments on the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You know,
One of us will get to talking to you right away, pretty much. Well,
yeah,
within a few hours while we check on stuff, unless unless we're asleep. We all check on stuff, or at least some of us check on stuff multiple times a day.
Yeah.
So yeah. Please check out Rowain's works on Royal Road. She's got both her Daughter of Ysser book going right now, and the Bird in the Basement, which both of them should be updated a bunch because she's working on the Ride-a-thon. So you're going to get a lot of content very quickly if you want to check that out.
Don't remind me. I still have to do today's.
Does anyone else have anything else to say for tonight, or are we gonna say goodbye?
I'm good, I think.
Yep, I'm good.
All right,
I'm good. You covered mine.
all right. Well, that's great.
Uh,
Uh, thanks for GMing, Mike, and thanks for watching, everybody.
do um, we will be finishing the Call of Cthulhu this Sunday for people who have watched the first part. So if we finish it this Sunday, it should be coming out on YouTube sometime early next week so you can watch the conclusion to it.
Yep. And yeah, and then after that, we'll be back to our be to Bird in the Basement,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll be back into Fallen Dragons.
Yeah.
Yep.
So look forward to that. Look forward to the Cthulhu. It's great. And have a great night, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye.